didn't even get this song. Yep. This is it. This is us.
Grandson and granddad will bond.
Brought to you by where you go to
This
rent
is
cabins.
the kitchen where the new boyfriend will unofficially become
Viber?
These are
It's
the
a
verbal
verb.
vacation
Verb.
modes.
Veer.
It's probably going to say in just a second, but I skipped it.
They're no longer a sponsor.
Just pretend this is right when we started.
Yeah, we started right now. We're having fun. TOY. Fun. TOY. Fun.
And then we do that little back-to-back thing. I just, in my head, there's like, the beginning of like, oh, it's going to keep going.
It's just going to keep going.
It's going to keep going forever. Hello. Welcome. Zoe, I miss you too. Mark, I love you. And I'm an amazing human. Thank you. I just watched you and said, I want to be like that guy. Everybody welcome my guest,
Heard nothing but great things.
Lance Nelson.
Hi.
Lance, how long have we known each other?
Birth?
Birth.
Yeah.
I remember the year very well. It was
Really?
1989.
No, it wasn't.
Well, I was leading up to it. You didn't let me finish. So it's 1999. Life is great. It's me and my sister Nikki. Everything's going great. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes along and everything goes to crap.
It does.
The entire time.
In a
I have to
handbasket.
share a bedroom with him. That's about it, actually.
yeah.
Actually, then it was built-in best friend for life, actually.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
pretty-
I mean,
so
blood-
good job, Mom and Dad,
Yeah.
for
Thanks, guys.
doing the dirty. I didn't like saying that.
I
And they're
don't-
the only ones that watch
I'm,
the show.
I'm not a fan of that.
I'm not a fan of this show. Okay,
Oh,
let's
wow.
talk about this. They're the only ones that watch the show. Hello. Along with Peter. First 5 times met Lance. He had zero clue he was related to Dean. Oh, like zero. Music by Elijah's there. And Echo is there. And also in the other room.
Hey, Echo!
She'll respond.
She-
There's a delay.
She doesn't have a
There's a
voice.
delay. She said so.
Oh, there.
Wow, she's
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, she's
Not that
fast.
much of a delay.
Just-
We're going to talk about some famous siblings right off the bat. Let's get
Yes.
them off the... Okay, so go first off. Who's going to be who in these relationships? We'll make move.
Okay.
Okay, so Cain and Abel.
Ooh.
Dibs on Cain, actually.
Could I
Great
just
marks.
be the other brother?
Dwayne.
Big Twain.
Cain,
Cain, Abel, Twain.
Chatham.
Chatham.
Chatham's
Yeah.
got to be another. That's like
Yeah.
a double claim.
Yeah.
I also realized
Channing, actually.
Lance was telling me this is done by Garrett Bowers. Look at that.
Ooh.
Look at this painting.
Ah.
He painted this while we were playing music one time. That's pretty cool. But it looks like the Illuminati, which I understand my parents are probably not going to be
Yep.
thrilled about. Confirmed as well.
We did it, Mom and Dad.
The
We
delay
did
on
it.
This is insane. I don't hear anything. Oh no.
What don't
The
you
whole
hear?
time. The whole time.
But then they said Cain and Abel.
So they said it. So maybe he is hearing things.
Maybe. I don't know.
We're just going to keep talking.
Can you hear us?
Cocaine and Abel. There he's got. He says it.
What
He's
about
got it.
now?
There we go. Let's think about some other siblings while we're waiting to see that confirmation for the audio. We got Ben Affleck and Casey Affleck.
I mean, that you got the Afflecks.
Okay, so who's who in the Ben Affleck, Casey Affleck? I think you're Ben.
I don't think we're either of the
I
Afflecks.
might be Ben. No, you're Ben.
You're Matt Damon.
I'm Matt Damon. I'm just on
Yeah.
the side. That's Rob. Rob wrote a movie.
Rob did write a movie.
We got credit.
Did we?
Just for being roommates. Hello, Cozy Smith. Hello, Cozy. Hello.
Hi.
It's so good to see you. Okay, the Hardy Boys. Duh, I cheated a little bit. I
Oh.
wrote them down before.
Oh, fair enough.
What are the Hardy Boys' names? I can never remember.
Hardeen.
Hardeen. Their names are Hardeen,
Hardeen.
Dean, and then Hardy,
Hardy.
Boys. That doesn't make any sense.
Hardeen. Hardy.
Hardy. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I mean, yeah.
The Winchester brothers.
Oh,
You
yeah,
like
that works out.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
They're always crying about some crap.
Yeah, some.
They're
someone
always
got
high
died.
cheekbones.
Yeah.
The best
Beautiful
cheekbones in
faces.
the
Whatever.
biz.
It's fine.
What about the Hanks? Oh, which Hanks brother are you?
Ooh.
I'm going to be big ups to you.
Your big ups to you, Hank?
You can be Colin.
Oh, I was thinking I was the one that does the voice acting for Toy Story when
I like
they
that.
can't afford
Ooh.
Tom Hanks.
They
They
go-
like go for discount by
Discount.
going for his brother.
Gerald.
Gerald Hanks.
Gerald Hanks.
You know, yeah. You've heard his work.
Gerald.
Yeah.
There's a snake in my boot.
Yep.
It's like really bad.
Yeah.
You're like, was he sick that day? Nope. That was just Gerald Hanks.
Gerald
Let's
Hanks.
see what other we got. Let's do some Book of Mormon. Some for the old Mormons in the crowd. Layman and Lemuel.
Okay.
Do you remember one time Dad called us?
Yeah, I remember that.
Layman and Lemuel.
Yep.
That one hurt a little bit.
Little bit.
At the time.
Yeah.
He was right though.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
I mean,
Do you remember why we did that? Why he said that? Do you
I can't
remember this, or am I going to tell you the story?
you're gonna tell me a story.
So we got these planes. You know those planes? They have like they're like plastic kind of,
And you shoot
and
them
you
from
shoot
like
them
the
from
toy
the gun.
guns.
Yeah, it has a spring on the
I
back. of it.
remember that.
And Dad was like, "Do not shoot those until we go to the park with the family." And then we got to, we were like, "Oh, okay,
Which
sounds
one?
good." We immediately went outside, shot those planes,
Yeah.
and it got stuck on the Dossett's house.
Yeah.
And then we were like, "Oh crap! How are we gonna do this?" So then we started thinking ways to fix it. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah.
We were like, first, giant trampoline,
Obviously.
and
We only
we
had a
looked
problem.
around. We were like,
We didn't have a giant
we didn't have a
trampoline.
giant trampoline.
We
Then
tried-
said, did I just have a stroke? Perpy.
He's dying! He's dying! Help us!
Peppy Pyramid.
Peppy Pyramid.
Perky Peppy Pyramid. Perpy. You need to do those drills before you get on
Yeah.
in front of people. Let's see, I can't read that last one.
It says
Which one
rap.
of you is the rapper, though?
That would be him if good old Dagger isn't around.
Dagger's not around,
Yeah,
then
so-
it's me.
So yeah.
If Dagger doesn't come in, then I come in.
Yeah.
Let's
But yeah,
see.
so we
We're
tried.
talking- Oh yeah, then we decided, well, let's just get fashion some bed sheets together.
Mhm.
We can throw it over there.
Yeah.
We saw Batman do it with like a.
I mean, it literally worked with Adam West Batman. I mean,
Yeah.
you saw him crawl.
we saw him crawl
the
up,
walls.
so we decided we should do that.
Yeah.
The only thing was we didn't know how to tie.
Yeah, we did.
We looked down at our shoes and we were like,
We flunked
Crap.
the Boy Scouts.
yes, we did.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was sad.
Those are
We ate
sad.
brownie once though.
a brown. That's the
That's
Girl
what-
Scouts, right?
Oh, never mind. I was in the
close
wrong troop.
It's close enough. Miss you too, Michelle. We miss you too.
Hey,
Michelle. Man, those were the days.
they
Remember,
were,
this were
they
met
were,
Omar.
they were literally days.
Those were days.
Yeah.
Yes. Where were the other one? Okay, sorry. We're all speaking of planes that flew. Wright brothers,
Oh,
Wilbur and
Yeah.
Orville. What a bunch of names. When do you think those
Orville,
names? Redenbacher
Redenbacher.
and Wilbur the pig.
Inventors of popcorn and the plane, apparently. So you're welcome. Orville Redenbacher Wright.
Let's see who else we got. The Wilson brothers.
I guess
Wow.
I'm Luke. You're. Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh wow.
I want to be the Andrew. is the
You're
other one.
Andrew.
Yes, I'll be the
Okay.
tiny one. The guy with the messed up teeth. Each one of them has something wrong with them.
Yeah, it's
Bad
fine.
nose,
It's fine.
messed up teeth, bad credit.
career. Oh, okay.
Oh, so close with the C word.
So close.
There we go. Yes, that's what I've been saying for years. The Manning brothers. Oh, that's a good one.
yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Peyton and Eli. You know, there's a funny story about Peyton and Eli. When Peyton was going to win his second Super Bowl with the
Yeah.
Broncos, it's like closing in on the time. They show his family's all excited. They pan over to Eli, and Eli looks so upset because he's like, "Crap, I won too, and now I'm going to get compared to Peyton even more."
Yeah.
And it was just like, "Yep, that was going to happen, right?"
Sad day.
That's what you can do. The Marx brothers.
Yep.
Groucho,
Yep.
Harpo,
Mm-hmm.
Slappy, Grumpy,
Samsonite.
Samsonite. Yeah,
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah, the
Yes.
5 Marx
The
brothers.
5 Marx brothers.
And Carl. How can
And
we forget
Carl.
Carl?
Carl.
Carl with his
Carl.
little manifesto.
His manifesto.
Yes, yes, yes.
He was the most controversial of all.
of all the Marx
the
brothers,
Marx brothers,
yes.
he was
I
definitely
mean,
the
he
most.
was interested in duck
also
soup.
the most successful.
Go figure.
Yeah,
For a guy that wanted to share everything.
he was
got a lot of money
got a
from
lot
it.
of money from it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
He did that. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's move on. I had Ralph and Josephine's, but I mean, does anybody even give a crap about Josephine's?
You got Voldemort and the dude from the Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, he is in hand. Yeah. Great beard.
Yeah.
Great beard.
Mm.
Great eyes too.
Mm.
So handsome. So handsome. Hey, we're getting some laughs. Yes. Oh man, everything is going Directly according to plan.
I think our mics are below us, so I don't know why we're.
Should we do one of these?
I think we do this.
All right. Let's start talking about some stuff that you've had going on. I'm going to close this up.
Okay.
I don't need it.
You don't need it. Who needs anything?
What's going on? Oh, before I do that, I got to talk about this shirt. So I got to plug this guy. Hooner Tang. He's a funny dude I met him through Instagram.
Okay.
An actor in Utah.
Oh, lovely.
This is from one of his ongoing skits.
Love it.
Super funny.
I love funny.
Not
people.
for everybody. A little bit risque. By a little bit, I mean a lot of it. I think he's really funny. Check him out. Hooner Tang.
Hooner Tang.
I think his name's Travis.
Hooner.
I don't even know how we really met. I don't think we did. Maybe we
Well, it
just
says Tommy on it.
says Tommy. You just gotta watch it to see what's going on.
I get you. Okay.
Good.
I'm
Great
sold.
take. He's got some.
I'm gonna watch it.
Sorry. Speaking of things that people have going on, you have a podcast.
I do.
It's called Cinchable, Spinchable, Rinsable, Mischief.
None of those were correct, but okay.
Sensible Mischief. Tell me, where'd you get that name from? What a great name for a podcast.
Okay. Well, I met this old guy in New Zealand back when I was a Mormon missionary, and we were eating at his house, and I remember just being like, I do not want to go and eat at some old white guy's house. And then we finally got there, and the guy just started talking about his life, and he was the coolest guy I've ever met in my life. He talked about like how when he was a kid, his dad was in charge of the Royal Air Force during World War II, like the head engineer of the entire Royal Air Force. And he talked about like how he and his siblings grew up in Egypt. They used to climb the pyramids for fun. They used to steal stuff from guards, and they'd take off, or the guards would take off their bayonets and whip them in the back when they'd catch him. And he's like, I still have scars from that. He talks about like how his dad was such a staunch Roman Catholic that the Pope, and a high-ranking officer, that the Pope ate at his house once.
Dang.
And he was just saying that like, I don't remember saying this, but my dad told me that I said that the Pope looked like a bunny with his hat on to the Pope. And then he goes off for 2 hours about all these amazing things he's done in his life. And he says at the end of it, he's like, when you get to my age, the only thing you have left is the stories you can tell. So live life to the fullest, never turn down a challenge, and always get into sensible mischief. And I fell in love with that.
Tagline.
Sensible mischief.
That's great. What a
Changed my life.
Coin a phrase. That
Yeah.
guy.
Look
What
at
was his name?
I have no idea.
You don't remember his name?
I every time I go back to New Zealand, I try and ask, hey, is there an old white guy that was
And they're
married
like,
to a
"Nope."
Maori woman
Oh.
that was like in this area? And they were like, oh, there might have been one guy, but he died like 5 years ago. And I'm like, I hope not.
Well, he affected your life so
Yeah.
much. He lives on through you now.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, I'll take
That's
it.
pretty cool.
But he's a cool guy.
So with your podcast, what do you direct your podcast towards?
Basically, just like encouraging people to live life to the fullest and don't turn down challenges. So the thing that I love about it is just everyone has interesting stories that they can tell about their life, because it's the one thing that we all have in common. No matter what you do or what you like, everyone lives.
Yes.
So just talk about life and just experiences that have made you live outside yourself and get out of your comfort zone. Typically.
So funny stories.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
things that happen. Everybody does have a story. That's really cool.
Yeah.
When did you start the podcast?
I started on April Fool's Day 2019 or
Gotcha!
20. And I've been wanting to do it for literally 10 years before that.
Ooh.
And I just always was
So you
like,
just
I'm
made
going
it
to do it later. And I kept putting it off.
But now you have it.
And now I do it.
That's great.
So it's fun.
That's great.
But I
love
just
it.
interviewed a friend of mine, Bronson Calfusi. He's a tight end for the Green Bay Packers.
Dang.
I interview a lot of artists and just people that I like. I just interview them and just be like, hey, just tell me cool stories. That's all I want to do is hang out with you and hear cool things.
Notice I've never been on this podcast.
You
So
haven't.
People that he likes.
Yeah.
Just gonna let that sink in. That's great, man. It's a great podcast.
Thanks, man.
I've been listening to it. You know who else has a great podcast?
Who?
Peter Kirsten.
Oh my
The
God.
last guest on here.
I
was
remember
just on his show. He's also watching the show. What a guy.
Hey, Pete.
If you're watching right
Yeah.
now or in the future, check out Alone with Peter. It's a great podcast for entrepreneurs, travelers, musicians.
But he has guests.
He has guests on.
So it's Alone with Peter with guests.
You're alone with Peter.
Oh, I get you.
And then you're listening in.
Clever
It's
wordplay.
great. Yes,
I
the
love
first
it.
episode just came out. So we got a lot of great podcasts around it.
Yeah.
Even in the area, you can find it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So you just had the Green Bay Packers tight end on there.
Yeah.
One of the tight ends. One of the tight ends.
Yeah.
Who else do you have coming up anytime soon?
There was one guy I met. Do you remember this? We met this old opera singer that like teaches at Penn
Yes.
State, like I'm gonna have him on soon
Dude,
and
no
stuff. So I'm
way.
excited about that. But
That's
just
great.
genuinely, just like it's cool just meeting anybody, and then you just ask people like, "Hey, would you be on my podcast?"
Pancakes.
Podcast,
Will you
and
be on
just
the pancake,
tell me funny
please?
stories. And they're like, "Yeah, sure." They're like, "Is there any money?" And I'm like, "You're
Get
funny.
out of here.
Get out."
No, actually, you paid me money to be on it.
That's not
That'd be
true.
pretty cool. If
That's
that
not
was the
true.
way to do it.
Mm.
Lance has been a filmmaker for as long as I can remember too. Tell me about your first experience with film. Like when did you see something and go like, I want to do that?
Okay, do you remember this? The first thing that I can remember in life is we went to go see The Lion King at the Dollar Theater in Fredericksburg,
I do.
Virginia.
And
The
real-
film caught on fire.
It was awesome.
And then we went and got waffle fries afterwards.
Did we get waffle fries?
I feel like we did, but we
I thought
might
we
have.
went back with the Dossets to go watch Around the World, or The Greatest Race, or Around the World in 8
No, this is where I black out. I can't remember.
The Amazing
I
Race.
just
no,
remember
it's because that's a
seeing-
TV show. It was like The Great Race. It's from the 50s or something. It wouldn't surprise me.
This sounds
Actually, I
very
feel
racist.
like maybe
That
I
name has
remember
not aged well.
The Great Race. Not The Greatest Race. Did you hear? So have you heard? They call it the what is it? The Greatest?
Showman.
No, The Greatest Generation, right?
Okay.
I think we should call our generation the Greater
The
Generation.
It's
Boom, boom,
it's
boom!
one way to do it.
That's how we do it.
No.
Lily.
Hey, Lily. You're so short, but so adorable. We love you.
A beautiful woman.
Beautiful one.
Inside and out.
Inside out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great taste in men too.
Yeah.
Great taste
And mustaches.
in mustaches. Okay, sorry, we were talking about the first movie.
Yeah. Other than that, Star Wars. I just
So you
remember,
watched Star Wars?
like
And you're like, I want to direct it. When did you know it was like a movie at the time?
yes, but only because of I don't remember a time before Star Wars. If I'm being honest,
Whoa.
like I just remember Star Wars always being. It's funny listening to Werner Herzog talk about it. He was like, when I first started seeing movies in theaters, I thought this was actually happening.
Dang.
I didn't know that this was scripted and that this was planned and stuff. I thought it was just you're watching someone live their life
Mhm.
and stuff. But I don't have that type of experience. Like the only thing I've learned is that reality TV shows aren't real. That was the moment where I
You're like,
was like, oh,
this is
yeah.
scripted.
yeah. I just
When did
remember
that happen?
Bill Hader this is random. Bill Hader started off as an assistant editor in Hollywood before he started doing stand up and like got on SNL and stuff. And he was just talking about he was like, I thought reality TV shows were real until one time I was working on something with Corey Feldman, and then he was getting divorced. And they were like, you could hear the director say while they're editing, just being like, "Hey Corey, could you give us a little bit more tears?" He's like, "Oh yeah," they just starts crying more.
No
He was just
way.
like, "Oh, this isn't real at all."
Sorry to
And
break
it's-
everybody's bubble or burst it
Yeah.
and break it. There needs to be both
Yeah.
ways. I think.
But do you know the first? Okay, do you remember there was a superhero TV show that Stan Lee produced, where it was
Yes.
like you make a superhero and then he puts it into a
Who
comic book?
wants to be a
That was it.
superhero?
So do you remember that there was a lady that was in prison and she was the bus driver on Even Stevens?
Yes.
That's when it clicked for me. I was like,
Oh.
this isn't real. Like I
This
thought
is
this
just
was
an
an actual
actor.
contest.
No, but this.
But
is
it was
not.
like this is just a fake thing. So 13 probably.
13.
Yeah, but I mean now kids are smart nowadays where they're just like, oh, everyone's acting and
I think
stuff.
kids
So.
are pretty dumb. Have you
I-
talked to a kid recently?
I mean, yes and no.
They're pretty dumb.
I don't know. I like giving kids the benefit of the doubt. To be
That's-
honest, the first thing I ever wanted to do was be Steve from Blue's Clues.
You want to be Steve from
That
Blue's
was the first thing I ever wanted
You
to
would
do.
be great with kids.
I'm great with kids.
Yeah.
Just hey kids.
Is he the
Are you
wrong
ready?
voice? No, somebody else.
Yeah.
That was stupid. I don't know.
I
See,
don't know.
not
I mean,
kids are
maybe it
stupid.
was.
I'm
I don't know.
stupid too.
I don't know.
Nice. The stripper dude lost that show. Yes, you did. Oh, Peter saw that show too.
Oh, yeah.
Peter's our age, so that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So handsome.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy.
So
I do remember
handsome.
that. Okay, what was the first movie that you remember that you wanted to make?
I love Star Wars so much that I remember us even trying to do, Star Wars and the Seven Stones.
Star Wars and the
Seven Stones.
There's
I had a
some
really
home
bad
videos.
when I was younger, so I just always was like, "Well, hey guys, stop making fun of me."
It didn't sound like that.
It didn't sound like that, but I
But
sounded
there
like I had a
was-
sack full of marbles in my
You
mouth.
did have sex with Hi guys. Man, you were a cute little kid.
I was
You're a handsome guy.
adorable
You're
when I was a
handsome guy
kid.
now, aren't
What
you?
happened to me? I got older.
Yeah, but
It's
you're
sad.
still handsome now. You're like top 5 handsome people I've ever met in my entire life.
Get out of town.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Get
I
out
wouldn't
of
lie
my-
to you. I remember that actually. I think I remember being on the bunk beds and
Yeah.
talking about like, and then this happens.
Yeah.
And then this happens.
And then we
we
did the
film
Mission
this.
Impossible movies and stuff, and then we did.
I don't even. Do you remember doing that?
I
'Cause
I
see the videos
do-
that we did, but I don't remember doing it.
That's a good point, actually.
So it said, pull up the footage. Let's pull that up.
Yeah.
Kevin?
Jeff clip.
Oh, that was a good. Oh wait, we didn't. I was gonna edit it later.
I don't know what you're talking about. What just
Gotta
happened?
fix it in.
Don't
Fix
let
it
the
in post.
lights fool you. We are high as a kite right now.
It's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember doing those. I remember watching those.
I getcha.
Obviously, because we watched them
Yeah.
recently. But
For me, the reason why I always wanted to get into filmmaking and storytelling was I heard how much Star Wars made, and then I was like, when I was 9, I was like, I could buy a house for me and everyone I know with that type of money.
Yeah.
And then it just gradually became a love of storytelling, how movies
Yeah.
can make you think and feel and change your perspective on things and just show you walks of life that you never even considered. And
yeah,
I don't know, I love the idea of storytelling.
that's great.
But yeah,
You're a good storyteller.
oh, happy day. And I felt like I was a terrible one, so the only way that I felt like I got better at it was I started listening to, when I was about 17, I started, like, I could not keep anyone's attention. I could visibly see people getting bored on their faces listening to me talk. And so I started listening to stand-up comedy for a couple different reasons. One was because of, I don't remember my dad laughing a lot. And but listening to Rodney Dangerfield, he would literally cry from laughing so much, and I was just like, I didn't know Dad could laugh. And the other was just that comedians can keep people engaged in stories by just telling fun stuff. So then I was just like, oh, I want to do that. And then so for me, for a long time, it was like, I want to do video and tell stories because I can't tell stories. But I can show you what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because I just remember always being like, oh, hey, Lance, what are you thinking? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but, like, I can show you what I'm thinking.
But now,
So,
and now you can't do that. That's a good thing. You're overcoming that stuff.
Yay.
Incredible.
Childhood trauma, trying to overcome it.
Hey.
Aren't we all?
We all, actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Man. We all are trying to come over stuff. So I would commend you for pushing through and finding a way to work on yourself somewhat.
Love it.
Let's see. What were we, oh, wait, we already asked that question. See, we're just cruising right along. I don't even need to look at this stuff.
Moving right
What's
along.
something that you would say? What's the advice that you would give to somebody who is looking to get into filmmaking?
Don't. I'm kidding. It's one of those things that I keep trying to hype myself into something, because if you kind of have to act, you kind of have to be stupid in a certain way. Like, you have to be like, do some really embarrassing stuff and then be like, this is going really well. Like, you're just like, oh yeah, this is great. Like, I mean, I've never heard of anyone shy of Edward Norton literally getting an Oscar for their first performance on screen. Like, I know he did plays and stuff, but like, and then I don't know. I don't have advice for people. I'm trying to figure this out now.
What are some things that you've done that you'd be like, don't do that. That's a waste of time.
Don't.
You think?
I don't know. I'd rather you just fail a lot and then try and keep going rather than like
I love that. Advice.
than just be like, oh, hey, don't ever do this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't listen to me for advice.
Keep
I'm
trying.
trying to figure this stuff out
I love
now.
That's great. No, that's great, man. That's great. Let's see. Let's see. It's a lot of film seems to be like pitching it towards other people.
Okay.
So how is you go ahead and pitch me and our audience a movie?
A
right
movie
now.
idea?
We're gonna pay you. You're trying to get paid.
Two brothers.
It's two brothers.
And then grandmas come out of nowhere. No. Let's see. There's one movie that I've been wanting to work on for about 5 years now. Our Uncle Frankie Jones, love him. Frankie J.
Long time friend of the show.
Long time friend of the show. Frankie told me about like how when he was in high school in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, back in 1985, there was a marching band that would go constantly to state and win all sorts of awards, and the football team would never win anything. Like, they were terrible. They had a very long losing streak, and they were known for being terrible. So what happened is the football team started, like, the jocks started kind of bullying on everyone else, and so they threw eggs at them while they were practicing. And then so what happened is there was a big, like, the band actually challenged the football team to a football game. So this really happened where, like, it was like just at some random baseball field and stuff, and they played a football game against each other and stuff. So I want to do that into a movie.
That's a good. It's basically writing itself right now.
I mean, yeah.
There you go.
It's basically Little Giants meets a little bit of How I Met Your Mother, because what I want to do is, because I want it to be family friendly, but at the same time, I never know how to deal with teenagers in movies, because it's like, do you make them realistic, or do you make it more like what we grew up with, in the sense of like, oh, Disney Channel only, and you know nothing other than Disney Channel. So it's like, oh,
dumb as crap.
oh my god, and stuff. But so I like the idea of the dad telling his little daughter about like when the football team played against it, and he's censoring the whole time. So, for example, there'd be one part where the dad's like talking about, oh yeah, like back then, like there were the nerds, the jocks, the potheads, and she's like, what's a pothead? And because it's like a little girl. And then she's just like, literally a pot at first, but then he's like, oh, and he's trying to explain, and then she's like, oh, I know what it is. So then she pictures them as Harry Potter characters. Oh, so all the people that smoke weed are always dressed up as Harry Potter people. And then like they're just like Expelliarmus in the corner. When the teacher comes by, they're like, put it away, put it away. And they're like, hey, hey, Miss McGonagall, how are you doing?
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part of the story. I've
Yeah.
heard this story before.
Yeah.
Incredible. Michelle said she'd watch it.
Thanks, Michelle.
Playing football on a baseball field. Boo.
I know, right? I'm telling you how it happened in real life, not what happened in my movie.
Yes. Soon to be a
Soon to be.
major motion picture.
Well, not a major. Like I'm gonna
Soon to be a
self-finance.
motion picture.
Well, I mean, hell,
Soon to be motion.
I'll perform it in front of people live if that's what it takes.
Yeah, that's great, man.
But yeah.
I love it. I've seen you already filmed something that was like a pitch
Yeah. It's basically
for the school itself, because the school is beautiful.
One of the people. Oh, and the school is over 100 years old. It
looks like Hogwarts.
It looks like it should be in a movie. It's in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. I always thought it was Roanoke Crapids when I was younger because it smelled terrible.
Oh, that's a Milburn. That's a Milburn.
Paper Milburn. But yeah.
I love it, man.
But yeah.
That's great. I cannot wait to see it. I'm gonna watch it again.
Well, you're gonna help me make it. You better.
I'm also gonna be helping.
Because I mean, like,
cannot wait.
I don't have money, so you're gonna help me, like, get coffee and stuff.
Dude, I can run with the best.
I mean, you could be like the football coach too. Just be like. I like the idea of the football coach being like very like lackadaisical, like whatever, and then the marching band coach being like very
fastidious.
Yes, fastidious.
Love it. I love this. Let's keep it going. Let's play a little game.
What game?
This will be confusing for everybody on this side because it will be backwards.
Okay.
But
well,
we don't even need it. Oh yeah, I just we do need it because I wrote it, so it should be happening. Lance is gonna name the top 10 key grips of all time.
Oh wow.
Just
Ralph
directors.
Macchio.
He's not a key grip. All right, let's see. Here we go. Oh, you can't see it right here. Okay, so first you're gonna go 10 directors you think were the top 10, and then I'm gonna show the crowd.
So it's
because you would be able to look at it and
personal thing, or it's like who I think.
Yes,
Google
because
would
it should be versus you versus Google.
Okay.
So we can say, let's just see what lines up. Don't try to guess what Google's going to say. Or then you can say your 10 and then guess what they're going to say.
Okay. Does it have to be in any particular order?
No, let's not make it.
Okay.
I'll give Google's in a particular order because they listed it that way.
Okay.
But they gave me more than 10 as well.
Okay.
So they gave me they said 20 and then they gave me 30 for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try it out. Okay.
Okay.
You can play along at home. If you know a famous director that you love besides Lance, then please put it in the comments.
Okay. Let's see. I think Francis Ford Coppola would be on the list.
He is on that list.
Okay.
Good job.
Quentin Tarantino.
He did The Godfather, by
Yes.
the way.
Godfather, Apocalypse Now, Jake. With Robin Williams as a
Did that
8-year-old.
Dracula movie. It was terrible.
Yeah. No.
Hey, Kenny's on.
Hey Kenny.
How about you, Dean, on various roles? Ooh, I'd like to be various roles on your... I could be a bunch of different people.
I love it.
Okay.
We're gonna get you a wig.
So we got Francis Ford Coppola.
Quentin Tarantino.
Okay, what did he do?
He did Pulp Fiction. He
Yeah.
did Inglourious
Love
Bastards,
it.
Kill Bills 1 and 2, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and 4 others.
And 4 others. Yeah. Okay, next.
I'd say, on a personal note, I like him. I don't know if he's going to be in the top 10. Denis Villeneuve. He just did Dune, Blade Runner, 2049, Arrival, Prisoners. Crud, what was the one before that? Enemy. Yeah, I just really like his style. He's great. Roger
Okay.
Deakins is my favorite cinematographer, and he just says nothing but amazing things about Denis Villeneuve.
Let's see. Let's try this thing.
Is it not working this
Says you
time?
can't hear, but I'm not sure because everybody else could hear us. So
Can you
I'll
hear
shut
us now?
Let's try this instead. He is so good. I completely agree.
Okay.
Bloop 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 bloop. We'll keep going. Sorry. Next.
Let's see. Alfred Hitchcock.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Um,
If you're just joining us, Lance is listing off who he thinks. Thank you so much, Kenny. Who he thinks. Get this stuff off me right here. I'm leaving the interview now. I don't even care. I'm out of here.
it's so
Except
long.
He's not playing. Okay.
How is it still going?
It's still going. Oh, you wrapped it up. Little boy, take a little boy. He's a little boy.
It's still going.
It's still, dude, you got both sides.
Oh, that's why. All right.
Just unplug it there.
All right.
Everything blows up. Crab, no,
Oh no.
no.
Let's see.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Look at this. This is a nightmare, coiling nightmare for everybody. I know somebody who wouldn't like that.
Yeah. Let's see.
Sorry, let's go back over. I'm so sorry.
No,
I
you're
messed
good.
up. I messed up.
Okay.
Francis Ford Coppola,
Yes. Tarantino.
Tarantino.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, so great.
Alfred Hitchcock.
After Hitchcock. That's where we are.
Birds, Psycho. Everyone knows how. who
If you
Hitchcock
haven't
is.
seen Psycho, you gotta watch Psycho.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it as an adult, and it scared the crap out
I
of me.
watched
as
it
an
with you, I
adult.
think, for the first time. It was at Danien's house.
It might have been there.
Yeah.
Yes,
At
Damien.
least that was the first time I saw it.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace, Don. Okay. Let's see. We got 4.
Yep. Let's see. David Fincher.
David Fincher.
Fight Club. Zodiac.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Social Network.
Social Network.
That guy's probably my favorite.
I mean, literally, it's just like a hit.
yeah, he hasn't really missed besides Alien 3.
Alien 3, but that's not his
It's a
fault.
moist. It's
That's
very
not,
stinky.
that's not his
I don't
fault.
like it.
No, it's fine. It's
Oh,
fine.
we shouldn't do that. Chris Pratt's getting in trouble for the whole
Mario
thing.
Yeah.
So now,
Who are they gonna get? Danny DeVito? I think they should.
dude, Danny DeVito's Mario would be. Yeah, what? Yeah, why? Yeah. He sounds like Mario.
I don't know why, but I'm just picturing the shrieking eels. Him saying the shrieking eels, but like
shrieking eels.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Anyway.
have 5.
okay. Let's see. I think Kurosawa is gonna be there.
Kurosawa.
Like, I
Yes.
think he's gonna be on the list.
He's one that I haven't seen anything, but
did-
I know his movies.
Yeah.
Seven Samurai.
This is the problem that, like, when I was worried about, like, I haven't even driven.
Delvin.
I haven't
Delevin.
delved in
Russo brothers. Christopher Nolan. Yes.
yeah. Chris Nolan, the Russo brothers. Yeah, they're good.
Put on.
They're good.
Nolan's amazing.
Nolan's
I like the
amazing.
Russo
I'm
brothers.
gonna put Nolan up there. I was gonna say the Coen brothers,
The Coen brothers.
but we only count them as one, I guess.
Let's count them as one.
Yeah.
Sure. Keep going.
Let's see.
I cut you off. I don't
No,
even know
you
what
good.
about
You
to say.
good. You good. controversial pick. Ooh, nope, I'm not going with that. Anyway,
Ooh, Peter said one.
who'd you say? Spielberg. Oh yeah, Spielberg. How can you forget Spielberg? Here's the thing. I used to not like Spielberg because of, his movies are too Spielbergy. But then you just watch it and you're like, wow, this is such a good movie.
It's hard when
Like it's genuinely like it's like comparing anyone to like Michael Jordan type of thing. You're like, oh well, they're really good, but then you're like, yeah, but this guy just doesn't really miss.
Yeah.
I can think of 2 examples, but we're not gonna 3 examples, but we're gonna move past those.
Yes.
I mean, the dude's been directing for over 40 plus years now,
Yeah.
and he's like had maybe 5 movies that didn't do good.
That's crazy. That's insane.
So Spielberg,
Iconic. The most copied. I would say he's probably one of the most copied.
yeah, I'd probably say so too.
J.J. Abrams.
JJ, yeah,
I'm not putting him on the.
yeah, no,
We understand
I
what you're
get
Okay.
you.
Well, we got 8.
But I'm trying to think of other like just famous people. Like John Ford's a famous guy, but like I don't really know too much of his movies. I'm
Okay.
just assuming they're gonna throw it on there.
Let's throw one more.
And yeah, let's go with M. Night Shyamalan. Why
10.
not?
Got it. Nice. Not gonna be on that list. Okay. This is gonna be backwards. I don't know. Also, know
Okay.
if we're not gonna be able to see it. Oh yeah, they can't see it at all. We just read off this way.
Okay.
So then at least we have something that I got to.
Okay.
So number 1
Steven Spielberg.
was Steven
How
Spielberg,
did I forget Martin Scorsese?
rated by Google.
Yes.
Steven Spielberg.
Amazing guy. Number 2 was Martin Scorsese. I can't believe I
Wes
forgot
Anderson's.
Martin.
Wes Anderson's great too.
Oh, I love Wes Anderson. Why did I
So
put
good.
Wes
It's
Anderson?
totally fine. You put in M. Night Shyamalan. And
I-
no one's gonna forgive you. Okay.
Number 3, Quentin Tarantino. That is high. Like, do you know how many directors there have been? And I love Tarantino. But, okay. No, you know what? It's fine. Christopher Nolan, number 4. Once again, this is high, but I love them. They're great. Alfred Hitchcock is number 5. Number 6 is Stanley Kubrick. How did I forget about
Stanley
Kubrick?
Kubrick is amazing.
Terrible person.
Terrible person.
Terrible to people. But amazing filmmaker.
Yes.
Francis Ford Coppola, number 7. All right.
Nice. You nailed it.
Yep. James Cameron. That makes sense. He's literally the most financially successful director of all time. I mean, he did Titanic and Avatar,
Yes.
and now he's doing
And T2.
4 and T2
And
and T1.
Aliens? Did he?
Yeah, he directed.
Oh,
he
for some
came
reason
up with the
I- for some
concept
reason I
for
thought
anyway,
it was-
and then also just I mean, he's doing 4 more
Peoples.
Avatar movies.
Why? Don't know. Why would we change all these things? Okay, number 9.
Ridley Scott. How could I forget about Ridley Scott? Like, he did Gladiator for Pete's sake. I
And
love
10?
Gladiator. 10. Woody Allen. That was the guy I was gonna
Throw in.
put in there, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to take this. But have you seen Midnight in Paris? It's amazing.
That's a great movie.
Like genuinely, it's one of my favorite
How do you
movies
feel
of all
about
time.
Manhattan?
Ooh. I got mixed feelings about it.
It is
I mean,
weird.
It's
It's a
an
weird
odd
concept.
one and stuff.
What's
but-
the other one?
and
With
it's
Diane
just also,
Keaton?
the thing
What's
that
the one
always
with Diane
bothers me about Woody Allen movies is that he's this little guy that is just in all his movies he is the most chick magnet person on the planet.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And then he ends up marrying his own adopted daughter, which I mean, how much of a ladies' man can you really be if you have to literally marry into your family?
West Virginia burn. Peter says Cameron is one of the most overrated. I think he.
I mean, he like from everything I hear, he's like a dictator on set. But like at the same time, this is one thing that like I have mixed feelings about is directors like being not cooperative and being like my vision only type
Yeah.
of thing and stuff. But like I mean, I don't know. One thing that I do, I'm not crazy about Ron Howard, but his movies deliver a lot of the time. But like he just seems like a very collaborative guy from everything that I've read and heard about. Like he'd actually like ask PAs like after a scene was shot. He's like, "Does anyone have any ideas? Like how
Wow.
can I make this better?"
That's a
So
lot.
that's the thing that I like is just like how he's open to inspiration wherever it comes from,
Yeah.
as opposed to like being like, "I'm in charge.
This
I am
is-
the captain now.
I'm the
Nobody else can have any other input." Like, but I mean, that's the thing with directing is it is a dictatorship, but it's
It
a
is.
benevolent
It
dictatorship,
should be.
hopefully.
Yes. Peter said Michael Bay is also overrated as well. I would agree with that.
I mean, the guy makes money, but like,
That sweeping hero shot is pretty cool, but if it's in every movie you do,
yeah,
it's a lot.
yeah.
Okay, here's some more of that list. Peter Jackson
Okay.
was in. It was like number.
It's one of those
10?
things that I'm just like, I love The Lord of the Rings. It's
Yeah,
one of my
it's number
favorite movies of all
11.
time. But like, I'm just like, I like those movies
Then
that he
Clint
did.
Eastwood, Orson Welles.
That man is crazy. So quick thing about Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood films stuff in one take, and then he's like, "We're moving on." Like, I mean, actors are
pulls his
notorious.
pants way up here.
Way past his belly button. We're moving on. Get off my lawn. Get off my set. But like, so like, I mean, a lot of actors have been like, "Hey, can we get another take?" And they're just like, "Are you gonna pay for everyone's time to waste more of it?" And they're like, "Never mind, I'm good with that take." Which, if you've ever watched The Mule, it is very clear that they only do one take and move on. It's the reason why studios love him, is because he comes under budget and on time for everything he's ever done. But that's because he's just like, "All right, that was good. Let's go."
Oh, Orson Welles was after Clint Eastwood.
I mean, Orson Welles is, yeah. I mean, he did freaking...
He did revolutionize, but if you only do it once,
I gotta be
Not
honest.
once, but-
Citizen Kane, I understand that it was the thing that changed cinema. It's not my favorite movie.
yeah.
Like
Doesn't
when
have-
people are like,
Oh,
"Oh,
people
it's
feel
the
that.
best movie of all time," I'm like, I get that for that time it changed the way things were. And even one thing that was cool is the cinematographer came up to him who already won an Oscar, and he was like, "I want to work with you," and he's like, "Why? I've never done a movie before." And he's just like, "That's why I want to work with you, is because of you're gonna do things that nobody else will do." Now, is that true that he said that? I don't know.
Who's to say?
Orson Welles is kind of a blowhard. Like, he's kind of a guy that just, yeah, anyway, just, yeah.
I agree. Tim Burton's next.
Oh. Tim Burton's got a soft spot for me. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that, like, technically, he's a very good director. I'm not crazy about a lot of his movies, but I get why people love his
Yeah,
movies.
he's great.
Like, I mean, yeah.
John Ford's on this list after that.
Yep.
Then
Western
David
guy.
Fincher,
David Fincher, love him.
Kurosawa,
Oh, I love Kurosawa. Okay,
Bill
that's a lie.
Wilder,
I don't know a lot of Kurosawa movies. I know he's amazing. Bill Wilder, yeah, he's great.
Paul Thomas Anderson,
Yeah,
one
oh.
of my favorites.
Oh, he's so good.
Charlie Chaplin,
Yep.
David Lynch,
Mm-hmm.
Roman Polanski, Sergio
What's
Leone,
that over here?
and then Wes Anderson was at the bottom of it. But
Sergio Leone is like, oh, if you haven't watched, okay, if you're looking for a good Western and you just want to like hear amazing music and just, Once Upon a Time in the West. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. The music is amazing. One thing that was cool about it is that like Henry Fonda is the bad guy in the movie. And he just does such a good job in that movie. Charles Bronson is the hero.
Bluest Eye.
Bluest eyes you'll ever see.
Since
And-
Peter O'Toole.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I used to
But-
think they were the same person. I still get them mixed up.
I-
I see
hey,
them and
I-
go,
I
that's
get
Peter
you.
O'Toole. No,
Well, one is a giant blowhard. The other is
the second time that word's
Yeah.
been used. I need
Yeah.
to know what this means. I do know what it means. So I win. Yes, Peter, you win. Peter's the winner. Once upon that
Yeah.
has Bronson.
Bronson. But yeah, like one thing that was great about it is that like Leone, the director, who also helped write the movie, like wrote in the script. So basically, got the composer. I can't remember his name. It's
So,
like
come back to
Ingara. Anyway,
I know
he
what
did.
you're talking
You know
about.
who I'm talking about. But anyway, I
I'm
feel bad.
sure they can look it up.
Eh,
They're
whatever.
on their phone right now. They can literally
That's
look
fine.
it up.
But like the guy, Hirokoni. Anyway, the guy did. That's.
I know what you're talking about.
The guy wrote the score and like played the music while the movie was recording. So in the sense like there would be these sweeping shots where the music just really goes for it, like, and just the camera is following the music type of thing. And I was just like, oh, it's amazing. It's a beautiful movie.
You gotta check
I
it
really
out.
like it.
Let's name
Also,
some other movies that you think that people should watch if you're trying to get into cinema to study maybe some film.
I get you.
Like this is like the pinnacle of art.
I
for
get
you.
you.
Malik. Terrence Malick wasn't.
Oh,
listed on
Terrence Malick is like
it. If you look at it just like visually pleasing, he's one
Yeah.
of the greatest of all time.
he is windbag, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the sense of his shots, like
You're gonna tell me? Have you seen Tree of Life?
one thing that's funny.
That movie is so beautiful. It doesn't make a lot of sense
doesn't,
sometimes, but it's a beautiful movie.
One thing that's funny about Terrence Malick is he gets his actors just keep like stay in character, and the camera just follows them and stuff. So Christian Bale was messing with the people during the movie's called The New World, and it's about Pocahontas and stuff, and so like Christian Bale would literally just walk wherever the crew was to get them to run away as quick as possible. He was like, I'm gonna have some fun with this. So he's just like literally I just start walking one direction and I'm just seeing off camera all these people dive behind fences and like just throw everything.
That's funny,
to
especially
try.
that Christian Bale would do something.
Yeah, I mean
that,
like especially after
the
yeah, like so yeah. That
He's
just
probably trying to prove he wasn't.
yeah.
Blow hard. I used it. Yes. Aren't you proud of me, Mom? Okay, sorry. So, movies that you think that people should watch if you're trying to get into cinema. Something to appreciate.
Star Wars.
Got it.
I love the first. Okay, can we talk about the first Star Wars for a split second? One thing that I love about this, and there's a video that somebody breaks this down, and it's the guy does a really good job. It's called the guy that edits its name is Ben from Canada, and he talks about the trench run at the end of it.
I love Ben from Canada.
Yeah.
He
He edits for Mr.
Kansas.
Sunday's what?
Okay,
Okay, never mind. Anyway. He edits for Mr. Sunday Movies podcast type of thing. And anyway, so what he talks about is he's like how during the trench run, first of all, the music is amazing. Everything is escalated to this moment. And then like there's the guy who is the #1 lead commander of Red Squadron.
Yes.
Like lines up, perfect shot, target computer goes in, but then it like blows up. And then Luke starts like flying down, and then he's like, I'm gonna do this, and then like he like starts with the targeting computer, and then it's like use the force, Luke, and then like it like goes back, and they're like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Don't worry about it. Who
But anyway,
is this kid?
So the whole point, and like literally, it's this kid from nowhere that like blows up the Death Star. And the thing is that like the guy that breaks down the scene is like, this is why it's so good, is that the computer was never gonna work. Like it was only gonna be the Force that was gonna be able to blow up the Death Star and stuff. And then the music comes in, the metal scene's amazing. Han coming out of nowhere, be like, yeah, type of thing. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It's one of my favorite scenes in all of movies.
We're just talking about movies that everybody should watch if you're trying to get into cinema. So Lance was dropping Star Wars as one of those movies. If you just think about cinema itself, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I think is a movie?
What?
La Haine. If you haven't seen it,
La Haine.
yes, it's a French film. It's got Vincent Cassel in it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
I watched it with you. Yeah.
You
okay.
did watch it with
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
That movie was one of the most recent movies that changed the way that I thought about movies. It made me excited about movies.
Yeah. It literally.
That's an old movie now. It was done in the 90s. But
Yeah.
you can watch it on YouTube. I will put a link under there on this one. Sorry for you guys. On this one over here. And you'll be able to find that movie. You got to read it with subtitles, but it's worth the watch.
Yeah.
What was another one that you say?
One of my favorite movies of all time, and like there's one. All right, there's 2 sex scenes, and you know the one I'm talking about. It's called In the Lives of Others. It's a German film. It won the Oscar for Best Foreign Film in 2004. It's about a guy who is a spy that so this is in Germany right after World War II. So it's before the wall fell. Wall's still up. Crazy surveillance is going on for like people that are trying to be freedom riders in Germany at the time. So it's about this guy who's a spy that lives in people's attics, listening to them and monitoring all these people, trying to catch them like doing bad stuff according to the government and stuff. And so he like is watching this one guy, and he just grows this like fondness and respect for this guy that he starts protecting him and hiding all the stuff that like the guy's doing. So he like hides his papers. He kind of falls in love with his girlfriend, but like even though he's never met her, he's just is like, I'm in love with this woman and stuff, and then just I don't want to give away the ending, but genuinely the ending just makes me like be like, oh, it was something to watch.
What's it called?
It's called In the Lives of Others.
Okay, if you need it, go find it yourself. I was going to say we can let you borrow it, but we're not going to.
I mean, I have the DVD copy right over
Yeah,
there.
well,
but
you're
like,
not going to.
I mean,
I'm sure you can find it on Amazon or
Yeah.
something. It's worth the rent.
Oh, honestly, genuinely, just for the last line of the movie, it just like, I just remember sitting back in the couch and just being like, that was amazing. That was
It's
something.
so good. I remember watching that one because you told me to watch that.
Yeah.
That's good. If you can think of a movie, please leave a comment below that has changed your life. That says something
Oh.
that makes you respect movies.
Last one for storytelling wise, I don't think it's the best movie ever made, but it's probably my
You don't have to
favorite.
say it,
Is About Time. It's got Rachel McAdams and Donald Gleason. He's the
Redheaded guy.
he's the redheaded guy from Harry Potter. Not Ron, the other one. But
There's so many.
there's a lot of redheaded people in that movie. But anyway, genuinely, it's
Is it
just
Peter
about
Rabbit?
Yeah, Peter Rabbit guy. Basically, it's just about like love and what it takes to find it, and also like just like family dynamics. And basically, the director who wrote Four Weddings and a Funeral, he wrote what's the Christmas movie that everyone loves? Why can't I remember what it's called? It's a British Christmas movie. It's
For
the
Christmas. It's not
no,
For Christmas.
no,
Is that
that's
something
Vince
else?
Vaughn. That timeless Christmas classic with Vince Vaughn and Reese
Fred
Witherspoon.
Claus.
Yep, Fred Claus.
Hercules changed Echo's life.
Yep, that one's a great one. I love
is a
that
great
one.
I don't know how many times I've seen that since we've been dating, and I love every time I watch it because she'll quote the entire movie. It's amazing. What is the name of that
I
movie?
can't remember. I mean, this
can
is
do
bothering
this.
me.
I can do this. This is most of our conversations. We just sit around and talk about
Love Actually.
Love Actually.
So Love Actually, he wrote Love Actually. He wrote a lot of different things, but my favorite thing he's done is this movie. And the reason why he wrote it is because he was missing so much time with his family that he was like, this is my last time directing. This is my love letter to my family.
It's a great movie.
And so he continues to write, but he like stays home and he just stays
did,
with his family.
Yesterday.
And yeah, he wrote Yesterday.
He wrote Yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, I
And
mean,
Danny
just
Boyle did that one.
yeah,
Another great director.
yeah. Oh,
I didn't mention.
Danny Boyle is another one. That's great.
Incredible. Nice. Anything off the top of your head that you can think of?
Movie wise,
Yes.
oh, I feel bad. Like I feel like a cinephile would be like, "Oh, you should watch this,
You don't
and I'm
need
just
to.
like, "Hey,
leave comments
hey,
down
look."
below in the description. We got time.
you gotta hear
Okay.
that."
Anything that you want to say at the end of it to everybody? More about movies than Lance.
Say what?
I don't think anyone knows more about movies than Lance.
That's a lie. There's so many more people.
I would put you on my trivia team any day of the week,
Yes, yes,
especially on Tuesdays.
Especially on
That's
Tuesdays.
for West.
Yes.
Where we won these glasses.
Oh my gosh. But yeah.
Anything you want to say?
I love
Super.
movies. Movies can. I don't know. I like. I've gotten jobs strictly because of movies. Like I got a job at a movie theater so I could become a projectionist because I watched Fight Club.
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember there was one time I was working with someone on a farm and they were like, "How do you know how to do like?" There was something we were welding.
Yes.
And then I was just like, they were like, "How do you know how to do this?" I was like, "I saw this in a movie one time." So yeah, just bullcrap your way through everything in life. That's what I've learned.
Wasn't that the stage that fell down? There's that Radiohead concert that you did that. That's right. Yeah, you were.
We don't talk about that anymore. But yeah.
Well, Lance is one of the best guys that I know. I'm glad that we got to be built-in friends. Love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Everybody that meets you loves you too. You're one of the most charismatic people I've ever met. So I'm super happy that we get to spend so much time together. I think about that a lot, actually. It's kind of weird that we get to spend so much time together. But I don't mean that sounded bad. It's kind of weird though.
It's kind of weird that we
Kind
do
of weird that we get to spend so much time together. But you come in and out of life with so many different people, and sometimes you get lucky, and you get people that you're like, oh no, I'm good with this guy.
Yeah.
This is cool. So
Hey, likewise.
brothers
man.
forever.
Hey,
Cain and
man.
Abel. Well, that's a bad one.
Yeah. I mean, Sid and Nancy.
Sid and Nancy.
Yeah.
God, wait, no.
Crud.
Fake it till you make it. There we go. Oh, just. Yes, thank you. All right, thank you guys for watching. Everybody give it up in your room. I don't care where you are. Just start clapping loudly.
Keep
Yell in
listening
your
to
parents'
him
faces.
because we need money. So just give us. We'll send you his Venmo information right here, and you can just pay him. Because I mean, look at us.
And keep
We need help.
Yes, we gotta have. Keep an eye out for that movie. What's the band movie? What's the name of it? I
So
don't
at the
wanna give it away
moment,
'cause
I'm
I
either
was
trying to
gonna say.
do playing the band,
Playing the band. Love that.
which it's that, or go Yellow Jackets because the mascot is
It's-
Yellow Jackets.
That makes sense.
So,
That makes
anyway.
sense, guys.
and
Keep
then
an
that
eye
way,
out
it's not
for
like
theaters.
there's one bad person.
Yeah.
Like that. Like
There's not a bad.
yeah, it's just like everyone's got different stories.
Yeah, that makes sense. I love it. Keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's fine.
the interview is always the most awkward.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
and we're just gonna go
We're just
sit
gonna
in
keep
the
going.
other room.
Yeah.
It doesn't. We're probably gonna keep this conversation going after you're gone. so
Basically,
go. Why are you still here? Leave.
it's over.
It's over. Get out of here.
Go.
Get out of here. Goodbye. I can't even find the button that. Oh, it's right there.